We've all heard of fight, flight, or freeze as a response to stressful events. We've learned that when we're presented with a situation where we feel threatened, we have one of these three responses. So the flight response signals us to run away from danger, and this can look like over-worrying, overthinking, being a perfectionist, and always needing to have something to do. The fight response signals us to fight the threat. And in everyday life, this can look like anger outbursts. And finally, the freeze response signals us to freeze for protection. And this in everyday life can look like dissociation, checking out, and zoning out. But there's a fourth response that is associated with trauma that not many people know about or talk about, and that is called Fawn. So this is what we will talk about today. But first, if you're new here, welcome. Please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and you can comment as well if you feel comfortable. This helps my videos reach more people who may need this information. And if you're coming back, I'm always so glad that you're here. Thank you for supporting me and this channel. And you also please make sure to like and share my videos, again, to help the channel reach more people. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, grab your cup of coffee and let's get started. So fawning is to people please in order to be accepted, liked, diffuse conflict, and to earn the approval of others. So the reason fawning is considered a trauma response is because we use it in order to reduce the amount of threat there is in our lives. With complex trauma and other childhood trauma experiences, often the threat is a person or people. People are the ones that have caused us to feel threatened, unliked, insecure, or hurt. And in order to ensure to protect ourselves, we fawn. And this is to fly under the radar and to be accepted and to cause as little conflict as possible in our everyday lives. So here are some of the ways that we fawn. So we could be fawning if we have trouble saying no, or we say yes to most things. So if you find yourself in a situation where you're struggling to say no, ask yourself, what am I saying yes to? Why am I saying yes? Is it because I can and I have the means and times and want to help? Or is it because I want to seem helpful to the other person? Is it because I want acceptance and want to be liked? Or is it truly because I want to help somebody, or because I'm uncomfortable saying no? The second way to fawn is that you always apologize, even when you have done nothing wrong. So this is a type of apology for existence, and it's related to shame. We feel like we need to apologize for taking up space or just existing. So this can look like someone interrupting us, but we apologizing for taking up time and speaking in the first place. What you can do is take a few seconds before you apologize. Check in with yourself and see if saying sorry is actually needed at that moment in time because you've done something wrong that merits an apology, or if you're about to apologize for being uncomfortable. The third way you fawn is you never express your opinions, or maybe you're waiting for others to express their opinions before you do in order to ensure that you're not causing any ripples. So this can look like never being the one to suggest where to go or what to do. And it can even look like you accepting to do or say or stand up for something that you don't really believe in or want to do, again, in order to fly under the radar and be liked. So you can start small by expressing your opinions and needs and disagreeing with a trusted person. So maybe a really close friend or family member, and start really small, such as being the one to suggest the place to eat. And then work your way up to something bigger. It'll get easier over time. Number 4, you experience low self-esteem. So when we fawn, we aren't really expressing and showing the world who we really are. Therefore, we never get the opportunity to allow people to get to know us and like us for who we are, and our self-esteem suffers because of this. We feel ashamed of ourselves, our opinions, and our beliefs, and we may not think that they're good enough to be expressed. So again, this causes us to act in the fawning responses mentioned before. And this is usually, again, a response to trauma, especially complex childhood trauma, where we didn't feel safe to be ourselves. So often, to help with this, it's important to work with a professional to grow from the trauma, to reestablish safety, and to develop self-awareness and emotion regulation skills. Of course, you can try working on some of these things on your own, such as starting by setting some boundaries, expressing opinions with a person that you trust, and doing things that can help increase your self-esteem, such as practicing a hobby that you like or that you're good at, or learning about things that are interesting or important to you. So it is a long process sometimes to get out of this fawning behavior. But if you find yourself doing this a lot, then I urge you to really find someone that you can trust, where you can start practicing these things with, and again, reaching out to a professional for help. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please, again, make sure to like and comment. What are some of the fawning behaviors that you experience? Is there one that you're currently working on? I'd really love to hear from you. Please comment below and let's get this conversation started. I'll see you guys next week.